Namaste and welcome. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday meditation. Welcome to this Saturn station point, and hope that this day that we have together, this time that we have together, brings us peace and equanimity for all of us. If you'll close your eyes for a moment. O divine and precious Ishtadevata, most beloved Great Spirit, O ye powers that be of all times, of all places, of all traditions, most beloved gurus of the holy Kriya lineage, Namaste. Sweep clear our paths, that this time we share today be meaningful, that this time we share today vivify our lives and bring us that which we need most. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Saraswataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Yanamutim Bhavadidan Triguna Rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namame Chaitanyam Shasvatam Shantam Nirakalam Nirandanam Nada Bindu Kalatitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanamulam Guru Murti Pujamulam Guru Padam Mantramulam Guru Vakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanamulam Guru Murti, Pujamulam Guru Padam, Mantramulam Guru Vakyam, Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Murtaye Nishprabhanjaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Gurubhyo Be thou blessed, be thou blessed, be thou triply blessed. May your journey be blessed. Know that thou art goodness. Remember your goodness, remember your goodness, remember your good deeds. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Remember the story of Dorothea and the Netties? It began a very, very long time ago, eons and eons and eons ago. So if you'd like, perhaps we'll hear it again today. Once upon a time, in the eons of old, there was a clan of air beings. Now they came into manifestation at the very beginning of existence. You remember the ocean of non-existence at the time of the beginning, when first the manifest things begin to pour forth from the ocean. And when the Devis and the Ashuras came into being, and they churned and they churned and they churned the ocean, and more things came forth. Well, at that time, the air beings came forth. They came forth first individually, little tiny bubbles, and then they started clumping together and gathered in groupets. And they rested and they waited until their time was going to come. They knew that in time they would come to dominate this place that they had manifested. And the name of this planet that they came to be upon was Mother Gaia. Out of the ocean of non-existence came forth Mother Gaia, and all of the other planets in the universe in which she lived came forth together. And so came the air beings. Now, the air beings, their power ebbed and flowed. Wasn't much at times. But as more beings came to be upon Mother Gaia, the air beings found a secret passage into the mind of every being. And so they rested. They could hang out in the ethers. And then on occasion, they could attach themselves into the mind of every being. But one of these air beings became supreme. And it was the one with the state of consciousness, I am, I am, I am. It was marvelous, just marvelous. It would go into every being, into the doves, into the rabbits, into the foxes, into the ants, into the tiny beansy spiders. And it would say, I am this. Into the whales it went, I am this. Into the dolphins as they played in the ocean, I am this. Into the water, as it dropped from the sky, as it ran through the rivers, as it filled the oceans, I am this. which is manifest. Oh, it was wonderful. It was just wonderful. That I am grew more and more and more and more and more powerful. Oh, so powerful, so strong. And it took up residence wherever it attached himself. Every being that was manifest upon Mother Gaia, that I am air being, came and joined together and made that being, that earthling, that being that lived upon the earth, made it strong. And he even went in to the trees so that the wood in the trees, the very essence of the trees, became I am. The tree was I am when it was growing on the ground, and the tree was I am when it became the form of the bookshelf. And the tree is I am as it is living in the log and in the fire. And the humans were I am. The men were I am, the women were I am, the children were I am, the dogs, the cats, every being that you can imagine was I am. Now in time, which is so important upon this planet, Mother Gaia, there came forth from the ocean of non-existence a great, great and powerful being. God, I would say. At least that's what they called him, a god. And his name was Thoth. 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 He was very powerful. The great god Thoth. He had magic. Now, the consciousness of all these air beings had to attach itself to humans. The great, and other earthlings, let us say, the great god Thoth, he found a way to take that consciousness and to put it into symbols. Symbols that all the earthlings could feel, they could see, they could be affected by, they could be touched by the air beings. Well, how did he do it? First, he began by looking around. Oh, I see. I guess I need to make pictures. I need to show all the beings upon the earth, the air beings, but I'm going to solidify it into a picture. That worked for a while, but it's a little complicated, really, you know. And so he decided to take lines and put lines together and put circles together and mix the lines and the circles. And he created more and more solid homes for his air beings to live. They liked that. In time, they decided they were going to call themselves Thoths, groupies of Thoth, the god. Well, you know, time goes on. People, plants, the animals, pretty soon they modify. All these followers of the god Thoth, all these air beings with all this power become Thoths. They added a little T, Thoths. Why? For the groupettes, the ets, they had to add the T's to the end. So Thoth, the followers of Thoth, the air beings, became in their groupet forms Thoths. They lived in every being. That I am thought lived in every being. but there were still billions and billions and billions of them resting, waiting for the right time to come forth. A little variation here, a little variation there, a little modification here. They were organic. They had lived forever. They lived forever. Now, all of these beings, because of thought, they began to take on form. First, the form of the great Om, the Om Thoth being, the symbol that represented all of those beings that had manifest reality. Then Thoth himself, the god, knew that he had to teach all of the beings upon the earth. And he thought, well, I'll find those humans and I'm going to teach them how to take these symbols that I created so that my followers, my groupettes, my chosen ones will grow stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And so he began to go visit the humans. Some of them learned 12 forms that they created, and they called it an alphabet. Some of them learned 74 that they created, and they called it an alphabet. Each place upon the earth, they solidified these images, and thus the air beings began to reside within the symbols. They took place. Here they were. They were so ephemeral. When they were first manifest from the ocean of non-existence, you couldn't see them. One could not see them except with the inner eye. And then in time they grew. They became smoky, a little bit more strong, a little bit more solid. Thoth manifest, and they became more and more and more solid. The symbols manifest, and they became more and more and more solid. The alphabets that he taught the people, he prodded the people to learn, solidified these air beings. He taught them the printing press. You know, you've heard of this. He taught them to take the symbols and make them into a solid material and then duplicate it upon trees, tree bark. And then we have in time, you know this, they duplicate, they duplicate, they duplicate, they duplicate. And guess what? They become the wood from the tree that became the bookcase, became this. All of the air symbols began to reside in these forms of the earth. And the people learned to understand through their own filters everything that was written here. Or they tried to. What a miraculous transformation this is. But don't forget the great power of the first air being, the one they named I am, Aham, the great creator. I am. Aham took up residence in every being. All the human beings, all the plants, all the animals were filled with Aham. And every one of these plants and animals believed that they were the form in which they were finding themselves residing. They forgot. They forgot. The wood forgot that it was a small seed that grew into a gigantic tree that was cut down, that was made into a bookcase or made into a book. Still saying all along, I am, I am, I am, I am. Eons and eons and eons passed, and these thought forms, these thought groupies, these thought clan, the thought clan, divided themselves into groupets, some more fluid, some hardened, some flowering and beautiful, and some filled with angles and crags and cracks and dryness. Some evolved with great, great beauty. Some evolved with a deep ugliness to them. But they still, in time, had the ability to nuzzle up to each other. And they all were related to that first thought manifestation, I am. What a trick that was on all the beings of the earth. What a trick that was. Every time one of these thought forms decided the time is right for me to wake up, I think I'm going to go for a walk and see. I wonder who's here today. I see Swamiji is here. I think I'm going to take up residence next to her. I see. Chris is here. I think I'm going to take up residence next to him. And then, with her free will and his free will, they invite the thought groupies to come and live with them, sometimes for just a nanosecond, just a moment, other times to come and sit and stay. What a story, what a story, what a story. They were friendly with each other. They fought each other. And soon upon Mother Gaia, there became all of these oppositions and all these friendships, wonderful love, wonderful, pleasant, beautiful experiences. And then sadness and sorrow, anger and fighting and hatred and fear. And then joy and bliss. Eons and eons and eons and eons go by. And all kinds of things, magic manifests, and these thought forms become more and more and more powerful. And something has to be done. Now, in the far, far north, there lived a young girl, a young maiden, as you wish. Her name was Dorothea. And I Am lived in Dorothea. And these thought families of love and joy and happiness, of adventure and being outside, of loving to go to school, of liking to dance, they all lived with Dorothea. But sometimes other thought forms came. The thought forms, maybe a little of fear, maybe being a little scared about new things that were happening. Maybe thought forms that made her very uncomfortable. She didn't like them. She'd rather be happy. But some days it got cold. Oh, it was so cold in the north. And those thought forms got harder and harder and harder. No matter how much she bundled up, how much fire, they got harder. Some filled her being with their anger. Some filled her being with their fears. Some filled her being with tears. She didn't want that. She wanted the laughter, the happiness, and the joy. She's a pretty wise maiden, though, and she had learned to meditate. So she sits one day after school, after the homework is finished, and meditates, closes her eyes. What shall I do? She asks into the great silence. What shall I do? She opens her eyes. She hears something. By myself, she says. What's happening here? Well, I've been taught I go back to meditate. Call the netties. Call the netties. Dorothea, call the netties. I'm hearing voices, she says. I'm hearing voices. I don't know. Call the netties. I think I better go see Mama. Dorothea goes out into the gardens and finds Mama and says, I've got a problem. You have a minute to talk to me? Mama says, of course, always for you, of course. Always I have a minute for you, Dorothea. She says, well, those thoughts that I'm trying to get rid of, that I keep pushing down and pushing away, and they keep coming back. Those thought families that you told me about, that clan you told me about, the ones I don't want, the ugly ones that bother me, I'm trying to get rid of them. So I did what you said. I went to meditate. But Mama, nothing's happening. I keep hearing this voice and it says, call the netties. What in heaven's name are the netties? Who are the netties? Why should I call the netties, Mama? Sweetheart, come, sit with me for a minute. The netties are our dearest friends. They have been with you since you were born. They will be with you until you leave the earth and then beyond. The netties are our dearest family friends. Now you're old enough to hear about them. When you were born, Dorothea, your grandmama came, your grandpapa came, your papa came, I came. And we brought to you our friends, the netties. There are 3 in that family, 3 family netti. And they have a very great power. They have a very magical power, Dorothea. All of those groupets, all of those ugly thought forms, the thoughts, as you call them. Why, the netties are our friends who could put them to rest. Well, I don't know, Mom. I've been pretty sad. I felt pretty hopeless today. I don't really know who these people are that you're talking about, who these beings are. You're always talking about beings, always talking about these beings that I can't see. And I don't know what good they're going to do me. I really don't. I trust you, but really, all this magic talk, I'm just not so sure about this, Mom. Tell me what you mean. Well, Dorothea, you do magic all the time. You do magic when you come into the room and you're singing and dancing, and your papa doesn't feel so good. He's tired from work, and you lift his spirits. Why, that's magic. You take his thought forms from being tired and you make him filled with energy because of your love and your joy and your singing, your dancing. That's magic. You can do that. Okay, all right, so tell me about these family netties that we know. Well, there are three. You always call them three. They're very, very special beings, very special states of consciousness, but very special beings. When a thought comes, a thought family, a thought comes that is disturbing to you, you call upon the netties. And first you say, Nettie. And Nettie number one comes. And Nettie number one has this power to say to these thought forms, Dorothea is not you. And it says to you, Dorothea, you are not that thought. And then with the first Nettie, you say Nettie again. And the second Nettie comes and it says to the family of thought forms, Dorothea is not part of your clan. She's not the thought thinking this thought. Rest. And turns to you and says, Dorothea, you are not part of that clan. You are not the thought. Remembering their clan. And you say Nettie again, and together the three netties are, and they come in your presence and they say to the thought clan, to the thought forms, to the thought beings, Dorothea is not you. Go and rest. Be still, be quiet, be peaceful. The three netties turn to you and say, Dorothea, you are not part of that clan. That is not who you are. You are not a part of it. You are not part of that group. You are not part of the clan. You are not even that wonderful form that has taken up residence within you, that looks at your beautiful body and says, I am that. You are not that. You are spirit. Your spirit has come to live within your soul. Within your soul is the memory track of all existence, Dorothea, all time. Everything that has manifested itself exists within your soul. And that is what has come to reside here in this form. You make the netties your friend. They are our family friend. They are our dearest friend. And now the time comes for you to make them your friend. You remember them in the morning. You remember them at your lunch break. You remember them when you're studying. You remember them when you're playing. They are with you always. You remember them when you're sleeping. Our friends, our blessed family friends, the netties, they will lead you, Dorothea, to finding yourself, to remembering yourself, to remembering the divine that you are. Whoa, boy, Mom. I don't know. I just don't know. Dorothea, I was just going to tell you that. Here you go again. You keep saying, I don't know. Yes, you do. You do know. You can practice. You can practice, Dorothea. Say neti, neti, neti. Call upon our friends, the netties. You do know. Well, you keep telling me this. How am I supposed to believe you? Sweetheart, you don't have to believe me. My beloved, you don't have to believe me. They're your friends. You call upon them and you will see how they will help you. They will help you directly. All you have to do is remember their name and repeat it 3 times. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. It's not like you have to remember Mama and Papa. You have to remember netties. Well, how does it work? How does it work? What does it do? I call upon these netties. What do they do? Well, do you remember we showed you a magnet? You take a magnet and it sticks to metal, right? It sticks to metal. Something metal. I put a magnet here, it sticks to it. Yes? But I put a magnet on plastic. It doesn't stick. Put a magnet on the cloth. It doesn't stick. Do you remember that? Yes, I remember that. I thought that was magic. Wow. The thought clans are magnets. They reside only, they go only, they can only live where there are magnets to hold them. The netties clear your entire being so you're not a magnet for those thoughts that are harmful to you. You're not a magnet for thoughts. But what do they do to them? I don't want them to be killing them or anything like that, And some of these thoughts, they've lived with me a long time. What do they do with them? What happens? Oh, well, they put them to rest. They let them sleep. They will not come and disturb you again, but they are not killed. Everything that's manifest is eternal. Everything that's manifest is eternal. Some of it comes forth and shows itself stronger at different times. It goes away, not disappears, but goes into a state of hibernation. It's still there, still living. Just as when this is no longer in its form, it's still alive, still part of the earth, in different form, like the tree that becomes the bookcase or becomes the book. Everything stays alive. Everything is in its form. Do not be worried, Dorothea. Do not be worried, dear one. Your thoughts, the clan of your thoughts, will not be hurt. The netties will take care of them. Well, okay, so where do the netties live, Ma? Where do they live? Where do they live when they're not with me? How do I know they'll get here quickly enough? Why the netties live in the heart of your Ishta Devata. But that's another story. I'll tell you that at another time. But because they live in the heart of your Ishta Devata, they are with you always. You call upon them and they will be with you. Oh, my beloved, make them your friend. Make them your friend. When you are feeling no hope, when you are feeling sad, when you are feeling that those thought forms are controlling you, call your friends, the netties. Remember, they are your beloved. They are as close and most loved of all of the beings. They are your beloved. They love you more than Mama and Papa, more than brothers, more than aunts and uncles and grandmas, more than your teachers love you, more than the Guru loves you. The netties love you. They love you. And they will bring to you their power. They will bring to you their help. They will free you from those thought clans, those groupets of thoughts that are not helpful to you, that are not good for your well-being. And in time, they will show you that none of these thoughts are yours, that you are not that. And in time, you will find your way through these beautiful, beloved netties to your enlightenment, to seeing and remembering who you are, the light that you are, the goodness that you are, the joy that you are. They are your dearest friends. And like you call your dear friends to you, call them. Like you like to be with your dearest friends, be with the netties. And they will comfort you, and they will nourish you, and they will strengthen you. And they will be there for you to help you to make your life more beautiful, to make your life happier, to make your life more joy-filled, to bring hope to your life. You know, hope, Dorothea, hope is when the consciousness comes that all will be well, that in time all will be well. It may be hard now, you may be sad now, but all will be well. So wise, wise, wise soul once said, in time, it may seem or feel like a very long time, a very, very long time. But in time, all will be well. And it's only long if you look at the past and you look at the future. It's not long if you call upon the netties and be here in this very moment, now. And that, my beloved, is the story of Dorothea and the netties. And it ends like this. We join Dorothea. We join all of those beings in a meditation this afternoon, today, this morning, this evening, whatever time it is by you. And so let us join and call upon the Netties to be with us, to befriend us, to become our dear and most beloved friends. For as Dorothea went to her mother and said on that day, Mama, you're right. I tried it. I called upon the Netties. Like you said, I made them my friends. I took them to school with me. And they were there. And Mama, the magic worked. I felt so much better. Let us at this moment, wherever thou art, turn inward together and call upon the Netties. If you will focus your attention either at the altar or focus your attention upon the sun center. And begin to watch your breath. As you watch your breath, focus your attention on the screen of your mind's eye. And call forth your friends, the Netties. Feel them with you. Bow to them mentally and thank them for the help they will be giving to you. With each time you call upon them, they have vowed to help you. They have vowed to be here when you call upon their name. Now in your mind's eye, allow the thought forms to arise. Each time a thought form comes to your mind and you become aware of it, call upon the Netties, muttering or silently saying, Nettie, Nettie, Nettie. Begin at this moment. You may wish to speak it out loud. The thought arises, Nettie, Nettie, Nettie. 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 And now a little softer as the thought arises, so that only you can hear it with your ears. And now silently call upon the netties. And now begin to watch your breath, knowing that if the thought form arises, you can call upon the netties at any time. You don't have to be silent. You don't have to be meditating. The netties will be with you always. Call upon them as you need them. And now just turn to watch your breath. O Great Spirit, pour forth your blessings upon us. We give you thanks for all of the help that you have brought to us. We give you thanks for the beloved netties, for all the beloved practices that you have shared with us, that you have allowed us to see, to learn, to practice in our time upon Mother Gaia. May our practice, may our attunement to the netties, may our attunement and commitment to a happier, healthier, hopeful life bless all of those who enter our aura. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, 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 Om. Be thou blessed, be thou blessed, be thou triply blessed. At this moment, feel the golden dewdrops of Ananda pouring down upon your crown center and filling every cell of your being with the bliss of life. Ananda, 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 Ananda. Da, da. Namaste. Namaskar. Thank you for the blessings of your presence, for your meditative energy, for your yoga city, for being here today as a Sangha. May you continue to be blessed. May you make the Nettis your great friends. And may they and you together find a happier, more joyful life. And share that. Share your joy, share your happiness, share your peace, your tranquility, your goodness. In whatever way you are able, in whatever way is right for you. Do not mimic another. Find the way that's right for you. Do and share in the way that is most meaningful to you. Be joy-filled. Namaste.